The sequence of events that have transpired in Atlanta over the last couple of years is enough to make every fan of that team just facepalm at this point. They sign Kirk Cousins to a massive deal, then use a top 10 pick on Michael Penix, end up giving him the job the following year, and then Penix has another knee injury, his third major knee injury since college began for him. Then they release Kirk Cousins, and now the starting quarterback is believed to be Tua moving forward. And after Miami announced that they would be releasing Tua and eating $90 million in dead cap, I thought he was going to land as a starter somewhere. A team out there was going to give him an opportunity to come in and be the guy from day one. And you can say what you want about Tua, turn the ball over, or whatever other nickname you have for him, but the reality is he can be a starting quarterback in the NFL, even if he's not nearly as good as what a lot of people thought when he came out. Tua's getting a one-year deal for $1.3 million, and when Kevin Stefanski signed a deal to be the new head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, we knew he was going to have to get a quarterback. We thought maybe it would be Kirk Cousins. They decided they were going to release Kirk Cousins. We know Michael Penix Jr. is still rehabbing from his knee injury, no telling on when he would be back. So the question became who would be his guy, because if they don't get somebody and you have a revolving door at quarterback, just like you did in Cleveland, Kevin Stefanski, no matter how good of a play caller he is, he's not going to be successful as a head coach. That was his downfall in Cleveland. They messed with the quarterback situation. It didn't work out. He ended up spending too much time there trying to figure it out. And honestly, I don't want to take too much time talking about Tua because I really don't care about Tua in fantasy, to be honest. 2 quarterback leagues, super flex leagues. If you want to draft him as your QB2, then go for it late in the draft. Just make sure that you have a QB3 that you feel comfortable stepping in if Tua just doesn't end up producing while he's in Atlanta. But I'm more interested in the guys that are around Tua. Bijan Robinson is coming off of a huge season, and he doesn't have Tyler Algier to steal a lot of those touches anymore. We've got Drake London, who was banged up last season, but we know he can be a wide receiver 1. And then Kyle Pitts, who, believe it or not, after a huge stretch to end the season, finishes the tight end 2 and was franchise tagged by Atlanta. So with Tua at quarterback, what is the outcome of all of these guys? It can be solid. Even if you don't like Tua, from a fantasy football perspective, Tua makes guys fantasy relevant. What about Devon Achane the last couple of years? Devon Achane was a top 12 running back, one of the most explosive running backs in all of football. And this past season, one of the most consistent running backs of all of football. I would argue with you that Bijan Robinson will be just fine, even with Tua as his quarterback. Devon Achane is good, but he's not Bijan Robinson. For Drake London, we saw Tyreek Hill be super successful in Miami. We've seen Jalen Waddle be super successful in Miami at times. So why can't Drake London be super successful? Am I saying he's a top 5 wide receiver? Probably not going to go that high with him, but there's no reason why that he can't be a wide receiver 1. And certainly, worst case scenario, I don't see why he can't be a high-end wide receiver 2. If you're not feeling his upside, that's fine. I bet there's going to be a lot of people that are downgrading Drake London because of Tua. Let them downgrade him. Get a discount on draft day. Draft him as a potential wide receiver 2 if he falls that far in drafts. We'll keep an eye on what the consensus of the community seems like when it comes to Drake London, and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I think Drake London's going to be just fine. And for Kyle Pitts, a couple of years ago in Miami, Jonnu Smith had a huge season. Tua was able to get him the ball with no problems. And that's an offense that just never used their tight end except for one season. Now, Kyle Pitts is not your traditional tight end. But again, the place where Tua can be the most successful are going to be some of those intermediate routes. So let's do it. Let's load up all of these guys in fantasy football. I don't have any issues with it. Am I going to move any of them up my rankings because of Tua? No, I'm not. But am I going to slide any of them down significantly because of Tua? No. Bijan Robinson is still my RB1 or my RB2. Drake London, by the time I'm done with finalized rankings, at worst is going to be a high-end wide receiver 2. I would say no lower than wide receiver, probably 15. And for Kyle Pitts, I have no problem putting him inside the top 8 tight ends. I am a little sketched out because it's Kyle Pitts, so I don't want to shoot him all the way up there. But I think it's safe to say leaving him inside the top 8 tight ends is within reason. But Headliner Nation, let me know what your thoughts are on Tua headed to the Atlanta Falcons. Are you worried about Bijan, Drake London, Kyle Pitts? Do you think Tua is the starter all season long? Do you think Michael Penix ends up coming back at some point in time? And maybe this is stupid, but it's just a thought that I had. Do you think Atlanta went with Tua to replace Michael Penix for right now? Because then when Michael Penix returns, they're both left-handed quarterbacks? That would be interesting if they played it out because of that reason. But hey, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here, and turn on the bell notifications. So while we go through the free agent period, anytime we drop breaking news, you'll know about it right away. Stay safe and healthy, and I'll catch you all on the next episode of the Fantasy Headliners.
Analytics off the chain, all the channels not the same. Jake and Kyle, you know the name. Headliner Nation, we run it again.